Hey everybody, what's up? OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Guy here for the New Year's Day edition of OCD Mikey Hi-Fi Show. And what I am going to, if you thought you were going to come here and get some silly products that I was going to list, the 5 best or the 10 best of this year or whatever, that's just ridiculous because good products have staying power and they last 5 years or more. And most of the products that I carry, actually all the products I carry, it's still the same product. I'm still pitching you guys the Jeff Rowland and the MPD8 Playback Designs DAC because it's not something that changes every year, okay? So for me to talk about new products or products from this year that changed that are now the new good products or the new greatest products of the year, it's absolutely silly. I'm not going to patronize you guys by trying to tell you that there's something that was new this year that beats out all the stuff from last year or whatever. It's just silly. So instead, I'm going to go over 5 things that are 5 takeaways from this year that are more important, that will help you. They're good things to remember so that to help you navigate the waters of hi-fi, which is rife with BS, self-proclaimed experts, journalists that claim to lead you on buying hi-fi when they've never sold a piece of gear in their life. They're just like, maybe secondhand market, but they're not buyers and they're not buyers and sellers. They're not dealers. They're just journalists. So we're going to start with number 5, which is the great thing about 2022 is that USA-made products and European-made products just gained a big boost in value, okay? They have a stronger value now. And why is that? Well, that's because you used to be able to go to Asia and you used to be able to buy stuff for half the price of American or European made. You cannot do that anymore. Now it's mostly come up to the same price. So the great thing about 2022 is we found out that American made and European made product have much stronger value than ever before. Okay. And that is just simple fact. And I'm stoked that that's the case because I love products that are handmade by smaller companies and are not just some exercise and some business idea, okay? So, number 5, we learned that USA and European-made hi-fi products are worth a lot more in 2022. Moving into 2023, it's going to get even better. This is such a point of contention for me that I've actually decided to do something about it and bring products that are made in the USA for you guys to enjoy. A perfect example, and this isn't even anything I sell, is the MagnaPan LRS Plus. Made for $1,000, made in USA, all raw materials made in USA. What a great example of it can be made in USA and it can be made for a value as good or better than overseas, okay? So that is a huge benefit of 2022. The next thing we learned in 2022 is that there are actual products in the marketplace that are worth 100% of their retail value, okay? If you go back and you look at over the years kind of the parroted things that hi-fi or audiophiles like to say is that I never buy retail or it's not worth its retail price, I only buy used. Okay, that's because most products in hi-fi are overpriced. They're meant to sell at half off. They're just they never get the, you see those $165,000 amplifiers, the DACs that are $150,000. Nobody ever pays that, okay? So what we realized in 2022, I showed in a lot of my videos, are that some products are worth their full retail price. The MPD8 at 24K is a world-class DAC, totally worth its full price at 24K. The Jeff Rowland 625S2, totally worth its $18,000 price point for a 325 watt per channel American built piece of amplification built to that level. You can compare it to some of these other things like D'Agostino, pie in the sky prices, man. They have no relation to reality, okay? So what we found is that there are actual brands in hi-fi that are priced with integrity and are worth their full value. Shit Audio, another brand I don't sell. Another example, is that stuff worth its full value? Yeah, it's worth its full value, okay? And these are products that are made in USA. Prima Luna, by the way, not made in USA. It's made in China, even though it has Italian name to sort of lead, and I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm just telling you, it's made overseas and it's the same price as products that are made in the USA. What I'm saying is there are products that are American made, that are European made, that are worth their full price, okay? And I like to champion those products, okay? Number 3 out of 5. We found out this year that there are some people in this industry, okay, and all the dealers and sellers and everything like that, there are some good ones that have integrity, that really have experience, okay? In this sea of self-proclaimed experts, in this sea of brand new dealers that just popped up this year, Johnny-come-lately dealers, there are actually good, honest sellers that have a good history in HIFI that can actually consult you, not just sell you boxes, but consult you in building your rig, that will actually stand behind their sales and give you a full refund guarantee and guarantee you that those products are going to perform as they promise or your money back. So that is huge. That is a huge bonus in 2022. We learned that there are high integrity sellers that do give you the refund policies, that do consult with you, that aren't just box sellers, that aren't just brand collectors that put 100 different brands on their website in hopes to just dragnet sales here and there. They just chock their site full of stuff, hoping to attract flies, like putting honey out there, hoping to attract bees. You just spread the honey everywhere. Well, look, there are people with integrity, and I just recommend do a background check on your seller. If you want to know, it's really easy to find out how long someone's been selling. You can simply go to the Secretary of State of their state and run a corporations check on whatever their company name is. You will see a history. If you just do a Google check on their company and their name, whoever your seller is, you will see history. You can see, for me, man, I might just be full of crap here, talking head guy with no experience. You would never know my background unless you did a Google search on me, Mike Powell, and Virastar, my cable company. Then you'll find out stuff about my patents and how long I've been selling and all these trips I've done working for other companies, blah, blah, blah. I won't go into the accolades, but I'm saying do your background check on me. See who I am. Do the same thing on these people that you're buying from. Do the same thing on the journalists that are sitting there taking money for ads in their magazines and talking about different products. You know, do that background check, because you will be surprised. You want to know who's coaching you and who you're listening to, because there's plenty of marketing in this business. And 2022, we found out there are some good, honest sellers, and there is some good people. There are some good people in the industry that are honest and that truly want to help you. The first red flag is no return policy. If someone has no return policy, that's your first red flag that there's something up, okay? They don't want to take any liability for you not being happy. Okay, and then there's the guys that really will back you up. They make sure you're happy regardless. Okay, so that is a great thing about 2022. For number 3 is that there are high integrity sellers out there. I recommend you background check your sellers and your reviewers. The reviewers, too many people count on the reviews in the magazines. They buy the product. You don't know how many people I've had to fix their rig because they bought based on what the magazine said was good, and they put it together and it's no good. You have to understand, this will bring us into our number 2, okay, of the 5, is that even if you background check your people and they are legit, the purpose of the mainstream HIFI reviewers and the dealers is to keep you chasing your tail. So you have to realize that some of the sellers out there, what's great about what we learned, some of the sellers out there are not trying to get you to chase their tail. They actually want to get you to cross the finish line and get out of HIFI, okay? You want to look for those people. To be always changing stuff is not what HIFI is all about. So that's a great thing. It's part of number 2 about 2022, is that the knowledge that HIFI is not about chasing your tail continually. The industry will have you believe that, but the truth is it's not about chasing your tail. No matter what, they will always be, all the reviewers always switching products, switching speakers, switching amplifiers, always, because they need you to keep buying and keep switching out of what you thought was good, and then they tell you the next thing's the greatest thing and you need to change what you have. That's baloney. You don't need to do that. So that's a huge relief. Number 2 is that there are, you will cross that line. There is a way to cross the line. And certain sellers with integrity will take you across that line so that you don't have to keep chasing your tail. But keep aware that the ongoing narrative of the industry is to keep you chasing your tail. How does that happen? That happens by giving you 10 best of products every year in ad nauseum. Every year there's 100 new best in stereophile, recommended components, whatever, all this stuff. It's to keep you buying every year, keep you changing, okay? If you enjoy the changing and you just have all that time to burn and that's what you want to do with your time is keep changing out, never being satisfied, always having to keep changing, then go ahead, do it. But there are some high integrity sellers that really just want to help you get across that line and get you a rig that checks it off the list. How can you tell if your dealer is really trying to help you or not? The specialists are the best dealers, okay? The specialists are the ones that don't have 10 million products that they're just trying to dragnet you. What it says to me anyways, if a dealer is selling, let's say 5 different DACs in the same price point, what he's trying to do is sell you whatever you seem to be attracted to or band-aiding your situation. He's going to have a soft sounding DAC, he's going to have a sharp sounding DAC, he's going to have one right in the middle, and he's going to have one, that looks real pretty. Okay, it's a super pretty one. So that way you can get offset sold. If your rig is a little too sharp, he's going to sell you something soft, and then you're going to need to bring it back a little bit with something more sharp. And basically you're like building a Jenga tower, and then when you change something out, you pull the peg out of the Jenga tower, it all collapses, and now you're scratching your head again. Those are the techniques that are used to keep you chasing your tail. We also learned in 2022 that audio journalists pick and choose the stuff that they want to review based on what they think will be good for their rig. Why is that? Because they get to keep them on extended review if they like it. So they will pick things that look like they, according to their bias, their room, their rig, their ears, what they like. They will choose something that they think fits their rig. And they know that if they want to keep it, they can get it on extended review. And so the books are cooked. Okay. This is not conspiracy theory. Okay. At all. This is truth. We saw a well-known magazine article where a well-known journalist stated this. He said, it's par for the course to keep changing gear, and I'll keep changing things and keep having what I think is the best. Well, that's baloney, okay? Because I'm here to tell you, I've been doing this 23 years as a career, my only source of income for the last 23 years, and I have crossed the line. I do not keep rotating product unless I'm rotating product for me to sell to you guys. But my rig is completely sorted. I don't need to change anything in my rig. My rig has been the same for 2 years. Nothing's changed because I've crossed the line. I can do that for you guys too. And I stand behind the stuff. So, we came to the realization that the reviewers many times act in personal interest only because they get to keep stuff. They don't have to buy it. They get it on extended loan. I mean, it was laid out for us. It couldn't be more damning, quite honestly, in that article that I featured on one of my videos, where we have somebody laying it all out, telling us all about it, man, and then telling us that they've got no loyalty to the guys that pay for their ads. So that's complete BS. How can you not have loyalty to somebody that pays your paycheck? You have to be biased, okay? So brings us down to the number one takeaway from 2022. Maybe you didn't catch this. I tried to put this across. I hope you got it. It's that hi-fi is about having fun with others, okay? This is not a solitary, exclusive thing. It's about connecting with music and sharing music with others. It's not about showing off your gear, okay? You might think that this is a whole big cock show for roosters and chickens, and trying to show this is my resume, is what my gear is. No, man. Your measure as an audiophile isn't about the gear you have. It's about how you talk about it and how you act around it. Are you constantly changing and constantly buying new stuff? Okay, then you're probably in a certain group. Okay, are you always telling people how great and how your stuff is, or are you just enjoying music and you're talking about music and sharing music? There's two different. Look, I deal with all types. There's different types. I prefer the music guys. I'm a music guy over gear person. But this is something that's inclusive. I find that by being a gear guy and showing off your gear, it's exclusivity. It's not inclusive. When you are about the music and you're sharing music with others, it's inclusive. You're including everybody and you're sharing in the fun. It doesn't matter what rig they have. It's all about how they get the music, because the rig is only perception anyways of how you receive that music. If you're receiving the music at 100%, that is more important to me than what rig you have. I'm going to click with you better if you receive music at 100% than if you're all hung up in the gear, okay? You're my kind of people if you're music people, okay? I'm a music guy before the gear. So this is about non-stress. Buy within your means. Do not overspend on hi-fi. It's the most ridiculous thing. You would think that you need to spend all this money. You don't need to get the good sound. Granted, as long as you buy a certain quality, you will get the sound. But look, this is all perception anyways. The bottom line is you need to connect with that music. It doesn't matter if you do it with an AM radio, bro. I'm going to be right there with you talking about music, even if your rig is an AM radio. If you are getting the music at 100%. We are brothers on the same page, at the same level. It doesn't matter the rig. The rig is just the stupid tool that gets you to connect with the music. We are a group. We are a hi-fi tribe. We are about the music, and it's an inclusive thing. I invite everybody, regardless of the level that you're at. It doesn't matter. You don't need the expensive stuff, okay? I want to have good music conversations with you, okay? So this is about no stress. There's nobody to keeping up with the other guy who has the rig. Drop that crap, okay? That's not what this is about. This is about enjoying music together in a holistic fashion where it bridges all cultures, all races, all sexual preferences or pronouns or whatever the hell the new thing is. It doesn't matter. It's about music. That's what connects us, okay? We are connected via music. And that is the most important thing. So that is just, this is an inclusive hobby. That's a great takeaway. That is the number one most important takeaway. Buy what's within your means. And look, it's about sharing music, sharing good times together. Okay. Now I'm going to go one further because I am 11 stereo. I go to 11. I'm one louder. I'm one more than 10. Okay. 11 stereo is one more than 10, which you'll see in this coming year. I think this was a great takeaway. We're going to number 11 right now. And this is Mofi, okay, the supposed leader, the leader in analog master recordings and all this stuff. I think most people will agree. Chose DSD as their format as their archival format. Okay, that means the DSD DAC, and not only that, but they bought an MPD8 from Playback Designs and a Pino A to D, which I have both. They use the same things to archive. They just bought it. I've owned these for 3 years. I've been pitching to you guys for 3 years about the benefits of how good and how realistic, how you can't tell the difference between master tape and DSD4 using an MPD8 Playback Design stack. Well, it appears that Mofi agrees with this, and they purchased the same gear that I use for the last 3 years and that I've been selling to you guys. Just sold, I think, my 22nd MPD8, so thanks for your support. And never had happier customers. It gets people out of the tail chasing. So I thought that was a great takeaway. Maybe I'm not such a jabbermouth. Maybe I do know a thing or two. I know I'm not your typical little good boy that sits there with my legs crossed and a clipboard in my hand, or that has the tie and the whatever. I'm not your typical good little boy, okay? I'm a rebel. What can I say? I'm the descendant of Cuban refugees, okay? Maybe that's why I don't like communism either. But nonetheless, okay, I'm about inclusivity, and I think it's great that Mofi chose digital. Not only did they choose digital as their archival format, they chose DSD ×4. They chose Playback Designs. Okay, say no more. So I just wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. Go over this for 2022. I think it was a crazy year. We learned a lot. Now, 2023 is going to be a tough year for everybody, but you know what? I've got a plan. Okay, so stay tuned and go to go to 11 Stereo and sign up for the Hi-Fi Tribe, because this is something that we need to all be on the same page. And when you come to the HIFI Tribe, you sign up, it's free, but there's a code of conduct that you agree to. And we agree to honesty, we agree to inclusiveness, to pulling everybody up. There's a lot of cool sort of virtues and values that we hold in the HIFI Tribe. Once you agree to be like that and not be a whatever explicative we want to throw in there, a rubber nipple salesman, as Ren and Stimpy would say, whatever. If you, once you do that, you become part of the group, and then you will be privy to certain products that are made that are not available to the open public. They are only available through HIFI Tribe and my videos. And I will have certain links that allow only the HIFI Tribe members to take advantage of. That is coming up in 2023. We just started. You will see that in the first quarter here, and I will explain more in some other videos. But these were the best things that I had that are takeaways from 2022. Forget about the products, okay? We're doing something different here. The products are a tool that gets us to the means to the end. I will be bringing products that get you across that line, and I will be doing them made in USA and made at a great price. So, thanks for joining. See you.